So knowing a word is not simply memorizing definition of word, the information of the word. It is about depth of the meaning and recognizing its the relationship to other words. So English language learners, they should develop vocabulary knowledge through very systematic and effective vocabulary instruction. And then teaching vocabulary words across, several days or is different instruction activities is really important. And then one thing I like to point it out is one example of the effective vocabulary instruction program for fifth grade English learners that was empirically tested and validated was word generation intervention. So word generation program, the teachers first introduce a controversial topic for the week to discuss, along with the set of the corresponding topic specific academic vocabulary words. So teachers simply start with the flashcards with the target words, asking if the students know those words mean. And then there were activities to establish a science version of the definitions of filling blanks in the sentences or the paragraphs. And the next day, the students engage in a discussion or debate on the controversial topic. And then teachers use the scaffolding techniques to help English learners take a stance and rebut the opposing group's argument. Then finally, students write a persuasive essay about the controversial topic, and then they are encouraged to use the target words they learn and use during the discussion. So writing activity helps students internalize the meaning of the words, and they, expand a deeper understanding of the words. So this is a good example of instruction that focuses on exposing students to target vocabulary in a different context, and then the teaching academic vocabulary in a depth using different modalities, using listening and writing and speaking.
So I would suggest to use these adapted materials for the English learners in order to understand what is the big idea in class. First, I asked my students, I provided 3 colors, 3 pencils in different colors, blue, red, and green. And I would say, okay, guys, I want you to read this material and underline the words that you don't know. Second, circle those words that you already know. And they want to circle the words, guess what? A reading. Again, second time in reading. If you don't believe that reading. And then I would say, okay, now with a green color, tell me what words you didn't underline or you didn't circle it and tell me why. They're gonna check again because they're gonna cross, or you can suggest something else to do with those words. And I would say, okay, guys, I'm gonna go and we're gonna put you working with a partner. You're gonna compare the words that you don't know, and you try to explain to the kids that they already know the word and work together. And I'm gonna start walking around helping all the students with those words that they don't know. So this is the best key, because sometimes we assuming that the words that I thinking that they don't understand are the words that probably they don't get. But guess what? Sometimes it's what I'm assuming, but the reality is differently. That worked for me and can work for you.